Prince Harry's lies regarding Nottingham Cottage have been exposed after Harry and Meghan recalled the time they spent in their first home together during the 4th episode of their Netflix series. Harry said, "As far as people were concerned, we were living in a palace and we were in a cottage." Together with Meghan, he added, "We were living on palace grounds." Meghan continued, "Kensington Palace sounds very regal. Of course it does. It says palace in the name. But Nottingham Cottage was so small." "The whole building's on a slight lean," Harry added, "really low ceilings. I don't know who was there before us, but they must have been really short." Meghan recalled, "He would hit his head constantly in that place because he's so tall." While the Duke claimed that he didn't know who was there before, royal watchers have been quick to point out that Nottingham Cottage had particularly well-known tenants before the Sussexes moved in. Marlene Koenig, a historian who spent decades researching European royalty, tweeted, "Nottingham Cottage was designed by Sir Christopher Wren. Harry says he doesn't know who lived in it before him. The previous tenants, however, were his brother and sister-in-law and baby George. His Aunt Jane and Uncle Robert lived there as well as the late Duke and Duchess of Gloucester." Similarly, keen-eyed fans questioned Harry's remark. One tweeted, "Imagine complaining that Nottingham Cottage is small and isn't fit for you, when Prince William, who's the highest member of the royal family, lived there with his wife and Prince George for quite a long time." Another posted, "Harry claims he doesn't know who lived at Nottingham Cottage before him, but they must have been short because the ceilings are so low. Wasn't that where William and Kate lived? Ah yeah, super short William and Kate." A third added, "Remember when William and Catherine lived at Nottingham Cottage with Prince George before the other people? I don't remember them complaining about how small it was." The Sussexes were living in Nottingham Cottage just like William and Kate were living there as newlyweds, pending the renovations to their Kensington Palace apartments. The apartments at Kensington Palace next door to William and Catherine were going to be refurbished for their permanent dwelling. The UK newspaper reported all of this, but oh no, they didn't want to live next door to his brother and his family. All of a sudden, Kensington Palace wasn't suitable for them. There were reports that they suggested Windsor Castle. The late Queen rightfully stated no, since it's usually monarchs that have permanent accommodation at Windsor. Then Frogmore Cottage was suggested to them, and the dimwits quickly said yes, because Meghan failed to realise it wasn't Frogmore House, where she did her engagement photo op with the £56,000 dress, but Frogmore Cottage, which though very spacious and beautiful once renovated, wasn't as grand as Frogmore House. From having lodgings at Kensington Palace being renovated for them, they ended up self-banishing themselves all the way to Windsor, Surrey instead, away from the glitzy excitement of London and the beautiful grounds of Kensington Palace. Windsor must have been quite boring compared to London. It also takes nearly an hour to get to London by car, and that's on a Sunday without traffic, and under 1.5 hours by train. So even if they come back, as long as they're living in the UK, they'll only have Frogmore Cottage as their permanent base, since they rejected Kensington Palace. Serves them right. William and Catherine are based at Adelaide Cottage, which apparently Harry and Meghan also rejected. But no complaints from William and Catherine, and they still have their apartments at Kensington as their London base, whilst these two will have to make the return journey to Windsor anytime they go into London.